Women are just more free to break the rules and get away with it. They are not even expected to know what the rules are. Not knowing what the rules are and not wanting to know can be very useful. One of the main fears that men have of women is precisely that they won't abide by the rules, whatever they are. The hierarchy of respect and power that men live in and live by differs from institution to institution, but is based on convention. A major executive's power is dependent on people's willingness to consider him powerful. He may, of course, be feared because he can fire people and because he can give or withhold raises, but ultimately his power depends on respect for his position and his person. What alarms men is the possibility that women may be more clear-sighted. They can be fairly sure of respect from their male colleagues in the hierarchy, who hardly ever see them as human beings, after all, and can therefore accept or ignore their physical and emotional peculiarities. But might not a woman see them somewhat more plainly? They are all too aware that this is the case with their wives, their girlfriends, if they have any, even their secretaries, and the notion of a woman as a colleague, as a member of the group, is therefore disquieting. In a male hierarchy, a woman is always an outsider and a threat, no matter how talented she is. There's no way a woman can be one of the boys. On the other hand, there are a good many ways in which she can outwit them. Men will do almost anything to avoid a face-to-face confrontation with women, and a woman is well advised to insist on them, rather than doing business by memoranda. Men have a tendency to dismiss anything in writing from a woman, but will usually give way rather than argue. As one woman says, men mostly want you to get out of their offices as fast as possible, so you can often get what you want just by going in and asking for it. The big thing is to sit down, put your handbag on the floor, and look as if you might stay there forever. The handbag is important. Men have a horror of handbags. For some reason, in the sight of one in an office, particularly if you can set it right smack on the desk, tends to distract them. Cleavage is equally distracting, perhaps more so. Not much so because men find it attractive, that depends on the man and the cleavage, but because in a world geared to power symbols, cleavage is a symbol of some other force, possibly more potent, but not easily assimilated in hierarchical terms. Men are so morbidly afraid that women may use their sexuality in negotiating for power and money that the slightest sexual signal is likely to frighten them. A woman doesn't have to do anything but be a woman. With all due respect for the position taken by most women's liberationists, the imbalance between men and women in terms of power is so great that they would seem entitled to use any weapons they have. If you can move upward by exploiting men's fears and weaknesses, it seems foolish not to, especially since it's easy enough to do.